Hello, welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. Today we are reviewing Steel Dawn. Scott and I watched Steel Dawn. That's a
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze movie. I saw it. It dawned on me. That I've only seen it one other time. I thought that I saw it more than that, but I've only seen it once. I enjoyed it a lot more the first time than I did the second time. Only stop laughing. Only because I was reviewing it this time. Had I not been reviewing it, it would have just been a bad campy movie. But because I am reviewing it, I have notes.
Oh. Well, that's just it. With what I find that I enjoy watching movies. When I stop to pull things out, I try not to nitpick little things, but there's some things that are just glaring. And for something I find humorous, and it's like, oh my God, this is one of them. Patrick Swayze could not save this movie.
I know. What's funny is, though, if you look at this entire movie and you take it out of whatever apocalyptic planet it was supposed to be on, because they never said whether it was supposed to be Earth or not.
Right.
And you're not even sure at this point whether that planet has always looked like that or not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or you're just assuming that something happened to make it look desolate and desert-like. But if you would have taken it out of this post-apocalyptic world and just made it a Western, it would have worked 10 times better, I think.
Well, it was at its core a Western.
Yeah.
Period. It hit all the boxes. I've never seen the movie Shane, but one reviewer had mentioned This was Shane.
Yeah.
Was the same story.
See that.
So yeah, that's one of my first notes. Very much a Western, but I'm going to get it out of the way real quick. This movie is chock full of Star Wars references. Sand people, right off the bat. They sounded like them. They had their staffs, and he kicked their asses.
Which brings me to my first note. Why was he standing on his head in the desert?
He was meditating. Remember, he taught young Anakin. I mean, the young boy. Well, look, the whole Star Wars thing just fell into place when he went to Beru and Owen's water farm. And that was it.
Only Beru was hot.
Yeah. And was his actual wife, Patrick Swayze's wife.
Something Niemi?
Lisa.
Niemi?
Yeah.
Lisa Niemi.
Yeah.
Played Kasha, the wife.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. And yeah, I did they not do more movies together?
I'm not sure.
I thought they did more than that. See, I always thought that Roadhouse had her in it. The blonde that was in Roadhouse was her, but it's not. It's a different blonde, different woman. But standing on his head when I saw that, I was just like, don't know about that in the middle of the desert, and why are you doing it? And then the sand people show up. The sand.
The sand people living underground. That was. There could have been a lot more with that, with the sand people.
There should have been a lot more with that.
Yeah, it was just like this movie. I don't think knew where it was going. I mean, it knew where it was going, but I think I could get it under a knife and cut about 40 minutes out of it. It goes on.
Special.
Do what?
Make it a half-hour special.
It could be a 1 hour movie.
Did you catch who produced it? This was another Vestron.
Was it?
Yeah, he must have had a contract with Vestron after Dirty Dancing is all I can come up with.
Was this after Dirty Dancing or before?
Yeah, this is after.
So he must have.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how many movies he did with Vestron, but he must have had some kind of contract with them to do X amount of movies.
I did see this was $3.5 million into the sand.
Oh, is that what it cost to make this movie?
Yeah.
I don't see that budget in this movie. Honest to God, I just don't see it.
Yeah. Just getting everything there to the deserts of Namibia. Yeah.
Is that where they filmed that at?
Yes.
Why would you film it there? Why wouldn't you just go out west some goddamn
I don't know.
place?
It worked. It did
It
look
worked.
desolate, but they didn't show enough of it to really matter. It could have been done in the U.S.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I would have thought that thing was filmed out west
I
someplace.
went to Utah or Arizona or
Yeah,
somewhere and been
some
done.
other arid place and been done with it.
Yeah,
I
save
don't
some
know.
money.
There was a nice moment between him and his former master
Yes.
whenever they're talking. I don't think they used him to his fullest extent.
No.
I think the master, he should have teamed up with the master and gone to whatever little Meridian town,
Yeah.
and
Meridian.
then the master get killed and him stay
Yeah.
to avenge. I just think they killed that guy way too quick.
Yeah. So to set this up, we have Patrick Swayze as an ex-military soldier or officer, and his good friend and master gets killed, and he goes on what may be a mission of vengeance. Not entirely sure, but it seems like that's what he's doing.
Mhm.
He stops off at a moisture farm.
I didn't see any blue milk, so
No blue milk, thank God. And his master was headed to this town to be a peacekeeper, to take a peacekeeping job.
Yeah.
So this story has been done so many times, whether it be some big land baron wanting somebody's land for their cattle,
right.
or whatever. It's been beat to death. So if you're going to do it, I get it. Do it different. So we'll do the same story, but we'll do it post-apocalyptic. Great.
With swords.
With swords. Yeah. Now,
Nobody
that
had a
brings,
blaster.
I got to get this out of the way. Who in their right mind carries a sword upside down on their leg with the sharp blade hitting the back of your arm as you walk?
I was wondering the same thing. I saw him with that, and the first time I thought he was holding it that way to do an upward swipe, but he's not. It's hooked on his pant leg, and I'm like, that's the most dangerous way to grab a sword.
If he
or to have a
falls,
sword
he's got his
on
arm
you.
off.
You cut your arm off, you cut your kidney. I mean, any number of bad things could happen with a sword there, and especially riding a horse.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to be stabbed when riding your horse? Oh, I don't know. But yeah, that's a dumb way. And I think he had the other blade upside down too, right?
Yeah.
There, like he had the long one, and then he had like a short one, and it's like, you guys in the future don't know how to wear a knife.
That doesn't
holster.
make any sense. It's I think it was just, let's make something different so people look and say, oh, that's a cool sword.
Yeah, it didn't work.
No.
That did not
No,
work.
that's not the only thing it didn't work. It was okay.
The kid was annoying.
Yes.
I'm just going to say it right now.
Kids always are.
But there's a reason I think that kid was so annoying, and it has to do with the credits.
Yes, he's the director's son.
Yeah, he was somebody's son. He was like
I think it was the director's son.
production manager or some shit's kid. And I saw that and I was just like, that's why they got that kid in that movie. Never saw that kid in another movie.
Probably not.
Never saw that kid in another movie. And I was just like, oh my God, he wasn't horrible. Let me just say this. He wasn't horrible.
No, the part was.
The part was horrible.
Yeah.
Most people don't know how to write a little kid for a movie or a television series. Deep Space Nine got it right.
Yes.
And the second Mummy movie got it
Mhm.
right. Those are the only two movies that stand out for me that I can look at little kid dealing with a parent and go, yeah, those guys have kids or they know how to write for kids. Whatever magic moment happens with that, it's perfect. Most people don't. Most people just screw up and have what they had in this movie with the little kid. It's just he wasn't unlikable, but I don't see Patrick Swayze's character sticking around to save him.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
I just don't.
No. There's some seriously bad hair in this movie. They could have titled this The Bad Wig Assassin.
I have a note. Main villain looked silly. Bad
my
wig.
Yeah, he just came off MTV's Glam Rock. with the spiky hair that was so bad they had to use a headband to hold it to his head.
Oh, that's why they had that on there.
Absolutely, because
Did,
that wig sucked.
Speaking of the two Mummy movies, did you catch the guy who played the mummy, the head mummy, or the head villain? Where is it?
No, but he did look awfully familiar.
Emotep, the guy who played Emotep, was one of the henchmen. Was the henchman that gets stabbed through with the air foil?
Really?
Yeah, that was Emotep.
Oh man,
it was like one of his first roles, I guess.
Damn. Well, he definitely came up in the world.
Yeah, no kidding. But it was funny because I'm sitting here watching that movie and I'm like, sand. This guy can't get away from sand. I just wonder how many other movies he was in that there's sand. He's just like, Jesus, I'll never get away from sand.
Definitely. Oh, God. I don't have a lot to say. This gave me a Mad Max vibe.
Only worse.
Only much worse. Much worse.
Here, I'll go through my notes, and if you want to chime in, that's cool.
Let's do that.
On the water pump at the ladies' camp, how did all of that damage happen and nobody heard it? Nobody reacted.
They were drunk.
Everybody was still... Even Patrick Swayze bonking the blonde-haired lady on the other side of the big rock, they were maybe 100 yards away. You could hear a guy pounding two sticks together in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
100 yards away. So nobody heard any of this creaking, ripping, shredding metal being destroyed. It's just destroyed and everybody's shocked. Everybody's shocked that this happened. How did this happen? Nobody heard it. I don't care how drunk you are. You're not sleeping through that.
It was funny when he and the foreman had to go get the pump.
Yeah.
And they stuck their head in a tent with naked women, and they both just like froze.
I gotta know.
And grabbed some bread, and then still keep staring, and then they left.
Still sitting there looking at him eating their bread, and then he walks away, and the foreman's still sitting there. He has to come back and grab him. I actually have a note and a tent full of naked women.
Yeah.
Because it's the 80s and that's what you do. They sure, after they stole that guy's water pump to take back to their camp, they sure acted awfully nonchalant about it, don't you think?
Yeah.
They replaced it. They didn't put up any guards. They didn't act any different. They went to town.
Yeah.
They went to town the very next day. Nobody's going to mess with us in town the next day.
No, well.
Nobody's going to mess with us at all. Oh, I already mentioned Emotep being in the movie. Good fight choreography, though. You got to admit.
Actually, the fighting was actually really good.
He did a lot of good swordplay stuff there. Yeah. I would like to see somebody much more talented than me with a computer turn all those swords into lightsabers. Yeah, because that would be fun. If for no other reason, it would be really fun.
It definitely had a Star Wars vibe.
Yeah, yes, it did. Now that you say that, especially, I can't get the sand people out of my head. It's just like,
it was, dude. It's like right off. It's like, what am I watching? And then, like I said, Baru and Owen, that was over.
Yep. How about he finds the dog, and then when she locks him in the safe and spins it.
Yeah.
When the dog comes in, what was your first thought?
Why is the dog coming?
My first thought was that dog's going to open up that goddamn
safe. Yeah.
I thought
don't tell me that dog's going to come save him somehow.
I was going to know the combination or something, and I was just going to be like, oh, son of a bitch, really?
You know what? It would have been all right. I'd have been all right with that. If the dog would have got up, spun with his little paw on a master locker lock that was just kind of positioned there that couldn't have locked that door anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just thought, oh my God, they're going to have that dog open up that door. And you know, that was the first thing they did. You
Yeah.
know, I just know in my heart of hearts, somewhere on the cutting room floor is the tape of that dog doing the combination, and somebody watched that and went, Bob, are you fucking kidding me?
It wouldn't have hurt the movie one bit.
No, it wouldn't. No.
It wouldn't have hurt it at all, man.
The mom telling the kid to run away after the kid's been kidnapped, and she goes and gets him out and has a knife to the bad guy's
Yeah.
throat, and she's telling the kid to run away. That kid sure as hell took his time running away.
Didn't he?
He gets
Holy
to the
crap.
machine. Now, this is a kid who lives in the desert. You know he's been on one of those foil riders before. You know he knows the basics
Absolutely.
of how to do this.
He's done the pod races.
Yeah, he's been in the pod races and talked to Jawas. He knows. He knows how to ride one of these things. And he's just sitting there.
And then he
Meanwhile,
slowly.
five guys are running after him. He's like, and why didn't those guys just run after him and catch him?
Because they had the land speeder chase there, you know.
The land speeder chase.
I swear, after the Sand People, it was all Star Wars for me, the whole freaking movie.
Oh my God, that's funny. Okay, after they finally catch the kid, and Emotep has him on his lap, and is riding away, the kid's not even struggling. I mean,
No.
really, an 8 or 9-year-old kid and a fully
He can put up a fight.
adult grown man is going to have trouble hanging on to that kid. Not this kid. He's just laying across his lap like, la 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 la.
Yeah, it
It's
was.
like, dude, struggle. Your mom just put her life on the line for your little punk butt.
Exactly.
Did you get the Burning Man vibe whenever they did the full pullback? And the big stage was set with all the steel girders and stuff.
Yes.
I saw that and I was just like, Burning Man. This looks like a Burning Man stage.
Yep.
They're gonna do something. And
That
then the
was
guy
weird.
comes out with the spiked hair. It's like, yep, Burning Man.
That was a weird setup.
The fight choreography saved it for me.
Yeah, that was the best part.
And I'll tell you right now, I'll watch this movie again eventually. I will watch it. It might be a few years, but I'll watch it again because it's a fun, stupid, bad movie. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm making no promises.
The sword, when he kills the bad guy, whatever, the captain of the guard or whatever he called himself, and he spoke with a bad British accent, and he had the really bad, funky hair with the band holding the wig into place.
Oh my God.
The guy falls on his knees, and then he goes to get the girl. He saves the girl by throwing a knife into the bad guy's
Which was cool.
throat, which is really cool because she jumps out of the way. She knows what's going to happen. He turns around. He goes back to the guy. The guy is still dying.
Yes.
It's like 10 minutes later. He's been stabbed 5 times through the lung at least twice that I could count.
And he's still alive.
And he's got the sword through his chest, and he's still alive. I'm like, man, what does it take to kill this guy? It's not that he's a good assassin. He just is really hard to kill. And then he leaves. Patrick Swayze's character just leaves.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Hey, no, this isn't Shane. You got the hot blonde.
He got everything.
You just
It made
saved
no
the
sense.
entire town. You're gonna become whatever would be the equivalent of a multimillionaire, because you've got the only water pump around for 1,000 miles.
He's got a good life ahead of him.
Yeah, and he leaves.
Yeah.
No, I must be the stranger and the strange man in the strange land doing strange things. No, not me, baby.
Yeah, that was.
I'd be like, you know what? I killed a whole lot of people today, and I've earned this rest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay home.
I think they just did it for dramatic effect, and well, it didn't affect me at all.
It didn't work. Yeah, to me, it did not work to have him leave. You know, the happy ending wasn't there. The walking off in the sunset didn't work for me.
No, it was like, whatever. Go on.
He just didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all my notes. Just I took them, and I'm going to talk about them.
Yeah, well, I'll give my recommendation. I don't.
You don't?
I don't recommend it. It's 80s. It's Patrick Swayze. It's bad hair.
Very bad.
It's got great fight scenes. but I wouldn't even waste the time to watch that. That's me. This is a no watch.
You and I are going to disagree on this. It is a bad movie. It's a very bad movie. If you're looking for good acting, this isn't it. If you're looking for a great story, watch Star Wars. This isn't it. But now that Scott talked about all the Star Wars references, I can't unsee it. So that's good. But yeah, it's one of those movies from the 80s. It's bad, but I'd watch it again. It's like Chopping Mall for me. Not the same genre, but I'd watch it again. You know?
Well, I would definitely watch Chopping Mall again.
It's a good movie. I enjoy it.
A better Vestron flick.
Oh, was that Vestron too?
Chopping Mall, yes.
Also, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yes, it was.
How did they go out of business? It just kills me.
We just watched how they went out of business.
Yes, this is true. Never mind. We watched two of how they went out of business, actually.
Exactly. You would have thought Dirty Dancing would have really elevated them, but no.
Yeah, and well, then they got. We can't make a loser movie. Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can.
You got all the shit scripts in Hollywood. Of course you can.
Absolutely. All right. So that's going to wrap it up for Steel Dawn. Be sure and catch us next time when we talk about Red Dawn. Not related, but Patrick Swayze.